Hey everybody, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. My name is Redwall. Thank you all so very much for being here. As we're going to continue our beginner tutorial for run for the USA. And roll right into 1937. So here we are. Let's do it. There it is. It's now 1937. New Year's was a big hit at the White House. So the goals for this year, basically, we have to rapidly work towards shifting our economy law. Because as you can see, this undisturbed isolation is brutal. The buffs are brutal. The negative buffs, I should say. We want to get our economy really booming as soon as possible. But to do that, we need synthetic oil experiments. We need limited intervention, the national focus, before we can switch our economy laws. We can also go this route. But I choose, if you're doing like a World War II historical playthrough, this is the route you want to go down. Limited intervention, WPA, all that, instead of Neutrality Act and communism. I mean, there's millions of not millions, but there's a bunch of alternate history things you can do, obviously, is one of the great appeals of this game. But we are doing the historical route as much as possible. So we got our synthetic oil experiments. That's excellent. We're going to get our improved machine tools going. Production efficiency cap plus 10%. That is huge, because if you look at our logistics, this tells you actually how efficient our production lines are. So our sport equipment, infantry equipment are all stuck at 60%. So that'll boost that up to 70. It's going to be great. And now that we've unlocked synthetic oil research, we can build synthetic refineries, which gives us rubber. And the rubber we will use to build trucks and airplanes and all sorts of good stuff. Let's get some industry going in that area there, and then also up here, and then, yeah, I think that's probably enough for now. Throw it in Michigan, too. And then I'm also going to start slowly constructing military factories. They're gonna hang out at the bottom of our queue for now, but we're gonna need them sooner rather than later. So I think it's a good idea to start building them, and then I'm gonna do what I do and kind of stagger out the construction. So that'll just take me a second. Okay, I got a nice little staggering there going on with our construction. We look at our navies real quick. Look at our Pacific Fleet. I'm gonna take this strike force off naval maneuvers. Give it a chance for the destroyers to finish fitting, and save up some oil so we can get these submarine forces exercising, so their experience will go up. And actually, I think we have enough to do our scout force as well. Yeah, totally. Look, we have so much oil now. It's awesome. January 12th, we're going to let time roll as needed. We are shy on infantry equipment, so we don't need to be recruiting these guys, actually, right now. I'd rather finish our templates out to 40 width and then, like, pump out units. Speaking of which, we can add some more infantry here. Save. And we're going to start queuing up more construction here. So this is grayed out, but as soon as a military factory is produced, we will be able to fill that queue, essentially. So I've got more infantry equipment, sport equipment, artillery, and a bunch of tanks. We are going to need tanks. We need more House and Senate support, right? Desperately, to pass the major legislation that we need to pass. So after, let's see, how long till this finishes? 30 days. Will we have enough to pass major legislation by then? Enough political power? It's gonna be tight. Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? Oh, dear. Oh, dear. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be fine, guys. Yeah, we should... at 0.84, let's do a small lobbying effort. Keep that ticking up at a relatively reasonable pace. We have so much oil right now. I think we could probably afford... Oh, we have a reserve boats finished. So let's pop this sub in there. Excavation is finished. Very nice. We have a destroyer. Let's get the scout force for Mr. King started. Call it Scout Force 2. And are these all destroyers? Yeah, we'll throw them in the scout force. And then once we couple that with a couple light cruisers, that should be perfect. Research. We're going to keep our industry research trucking. As soon as we get this Warhawk, that'll be nice. Switch out production. So we have some leeway here. I'd rather wait till we get the national focus that speeds up plane research before diving further down this. So instead, we're going to go get our heavy tanks started. And then we'll swap out the interwar fighter for the Warhawk, our better fighter plane. And we'll keep time rolling. We're not going to have enough support, are we? Ouch. Yeah, we're not going to have enough support this go-around. We don't have enough political power to do special measures. So we're going to have to wait one more national focus cycle before we can pass major legislation. Which sucks, but it's okay. Ah, here we are. Senate Committee investigates shipbuilding in Florida. Prodded by a senior senator from Florida, the Senate Commerce Committee has begun hearings into the state of local shipbuilding industry. According to experts, a significant percentage of U.S. trade depends on overseas trade, and the country is desperately lacking in shipbuilding capacity. Yeah, so this is a government-sanctioned, infrastructure boost, essentially. And we're going to move that up, and that's going to give us free Senate support, essentially. It's going to be fantastic. And we have another 5. Let's, yeah, top you out there. Beautiful. And then we'll probably start saving, because it costs 10 to add support companies, so we'll start saving to add more support companies in a second. There's the Rubber Reserve Company complete on February 24th. Happy Valentine's Day. 24th, that's 14th, isn't it? Who the fuck knows? So as you can see, Fair Labor Standards Act still being drafted. Limited intervention is required for us to switch our economy law, but we do not have enough support in the chambers. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to get our Air War Plans Division going, because the Navy and the infantry focus trees over here basically also require large amounts of support in the chambers that we just don't have. So we're going to get that air focus going. They farm some cities. Like I said, that'll speed up the research of aircraft tech. And after that's done, we should be able to do the next step in the New Deal. Field hospitals have finished. It's March 1st. We are going to need maintenance companies for when we prep our when we prep our armored divisions. But for now, we're going to get radio going. Because we are ways out, I'd like to produce a bunch of heavy tanks before we start actually building those templates. How much are we making? 0.84. Yeah, keep the small lobbying effort going. How's our Navy doing? Looks fine to me. Can we get these guys on naval exercises? Yeah, let's get basically all our sub forces are naval exercises now. We're gonna get them trained up. And just rack in a bunch more naval XP that we're going to use later down the road to create just behemoth variants of all of our battleships. Or just ships in general, not necessarily battleships. As you can see, I've set it up so we're only producing one of all these ships initially. And so when they finish, they will disappear. The production queue will disappear. And all those dockyards will go into our upgrades that we got going on down there. And that's okay, because we are going to take a break from building ships. First of all, because we are signatories on the Naval Treaty, right? House Committee supports presidential policy. Beautiful. 50 reps. Oh my god, yes. What was I saying? The Naval Treaty. So that caps the production cost of our ships. And as we build better ships, the production cost gets higher. We won't be able to build them. So after these finish, we'll just let our upgrades go. And then we'll wait to build more ships until we have more powerful variants available to us. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anarchist Uprising and the Spanish Civil War. Continued government attempts at reasserting centralized control over the mostly independent acting anarchist communes in northeastern Spain, as well as Stalinist repression of dissident communist viewpoints, has now led to a full-blown infighting on the Republican front. Initially limited to street fighting and low-scale clashes between militias and government Stalinist forces, the unwillingness for either side to compromise has meant the conflict has rapidly escalated in just a few days. The reallocation of military resources to deal with the internal threat means the front lines against the nationalists have been noticeably weakened. That's about, So that's about the nail in the coffin there for the Spanish Civil War. As you can see, nationalist Spain is just gonna eat these guys up, and that'll be that. But we're gonna keep time rolling. It's March 23rd. So let's take any air wings that aircraft that we've built out of our warehouses. We're gonna merge them into the existing air wings so they can keep doing pilot exercises. And when it comes time to deploy them during wartime, we'll break them up into much more appropriate task forces. But at the moment, it's fine for them to just all fly around in Virginia. Calling upon the bonds forged of the Great War, France's request a formal alliance with Great Britain, citing unspecified threats against the stability of Europe. Today, their request was approved by the British Parliament. France has joined the Allies. So that's troubling. Tensions are brewing! Still short on infantry equipment, but again, that'll sort itself out. We're not worried about it right now. We have the great luxury of this peacetime buildup. Oh, machine tools are finished on April 24th. Research. Nope, that's intelligence. Although, I guess it wouldn't hurt to maybe get our, decryption tech going a little stronger. We're gonna affect that construction buff. That's the next step for us. Okay, we have enough political power to do special measures if we need it, but let's check out. So here we go. Fair Labor Standards Act, that's finished. We have enough support. We don't need to do the special measures after we finish our airplanes division. So that'll work out perfectly. Nice. We're in the positive on production for infantry equipment now, so it won't take that long. 152 days. Less once we get more factories going. Fair Labor Standards Act, here we come. Leaving the Great Depression behind. One national focus at a time. So after this, we should do limited intervention. Oh dear. The Quanji clique, the Chinese United Front. Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong have issued a joint statement declaring that they have set aside their differences in the face of the Japanese attack. Both sides will observe a strict policy of non-aggression against each other as long as the war against Japan lasts, and have vowed to do everything in their power to throw back the invader. So the Chinese United Front is forming. People are joining, and that's basically a giant Chinese cultured coalition to fend off impending Japanese invasion. You can see they're not satisfied with owning the Korean Peninsula and Taiwan and all that, because, you know. If you're interested in Japan and like the Pacific Theater during World War II at all, go listen to Dan Carlin's Supernova in the East. Just fucking phenomenal. If you're playing a historical video games and you don't know about hardcore history, then you're fucking up. That shit is so good. Dan Carlin does a fantastic job. It's May 12th. Time's still rolling. Oh no! The German passenger ship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming 35 lives. The humanity! Oh no! So there you go. The Hindenburg has exploded. Not a great day to be around that area. Briefly, if we look at our trade, we're depending on South Africa for a lot of chromium. I'm actually going to buy some more preemptively so we don't run out as our production increases. You can see they have a plus 10 opinion of us, so I'm going to improve relations because if they have to choose at some point who they're trading their chromium to, they're going to prioritize people they like more, higher trade relations with. And I don't want to ever lose out on that chromium. So we're going to improve relations for just a little while. Get their opinion of us super solidly up. See, all our subs are doing their exercises. These guys are almost done refitting. Oh, Senator retires. That's going to hurt our Senate support a little bit. We're doing pretty good, honestly. I'm going to hold off on granting statehood to these guys just till we get our economy law sorted, because we need to bank political power right now. Our economy law, so as you can see, undisturbed isolation gives us horrible debuffs to everything, basically. So increasing civilian economy, early mobilization, like, it really makes just a fucking tremendous difference in our overall economic functionality. But we can't do that until we get limited intervention, the national focus, which will double the cost of switching. Therefore, more people joining the United Front. Very nice. Therefore, we need to bank up to 300 political power, so that right when that focus finishes, pay the farm subsidies. We can switch that law, and our construction queue will just start flying past. And did we finish the shipyard? Yes, we did. Very nice. June 16th. Time keeps ticking on. Aha! Our heavy tank. Very, very nice. So obviously we have to wait a little while before we can progress armored upgrades. We can do this real quick, just so that when 39 hits, we can hit that immediately. Because that's going to be super important. I generally don't fuck with the anti-tanks. Or anti-air, because we try to have air superiority, and the AI doesn't build that many tanks, I've found. Obviously, if you're playing against human players, multiplayer, you're going to need anti-tank capabilities in your infantry regiments. Hello. Or else, you're gonna get absolutely wrecked. So let's keep our intelligent, let's keep our strategic services office slowly building. It's not the most important thing in the world yet. It's going to be really handy once we're actually in the war. But currently it's kind of on our back burner. Holy shit, she made it! This rarely happens. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates the globe. The famous aviator Amelia Earhart, known to many as the Queen of the Air, has completed the flight around the world together with her navigator, Fred Noonan. After a brief scare where the pair temporarily got lost while approaching Howland Island in the Pacific, the flight proceeded without incident, if only. And this morning, her Lockheed Electra touched down in Oakland, California. A ceremony is to be held in the White House next week, where Earhart is to be personally congratulated for her feat by the president. That's so fucking awesome. I'm so excited she made it. Good for her. She did it. Decisions, where are we at? We have pretty fucking solid support. I'm gonna hold off on any lobbying efforts for the meantime. Hello. We can do a small one. We're just trying to bank that political support, political power, I should say. So, this guy... Choices. Everybody got choices. Let's get the fire control system going, because I think sooner rather than later, we're going to have to start prioritizing Naval Tech if we want to be able to build some dope shit later on. We definitely need radar, though, in our lives, don't we? Okay, we got a little while on all that. It's July 9th. Time's going to keep trucking on. Almost done with the Fair Labor Standards Act. 2 more days. There it is. Slowly leaving the Great Depression behind us. So here we go. We're going to hit limited intervention. Oh dear. Leadership purchases of the Soviet Union. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret trials on the highest level, and both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some great conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party, but no official statement has been made. In addition, the diplomatic reports we have access to indicate that the evidence presented at these trials has been far from indisputable. Whatever has been happening, the structure of the Soviet High Command has changed irrevocably. Oh dear. So Stalin has just cracked the fuck down, and he is running shit. We don't really like each other. But that's okay. These guys love us all of a sudden. That's awesome. We can stop improving relations then. Because we're up to 92. That's beautiful. We might as well just ask for docking rights. Why not? Oh, I could probably play it. Oh, shit. Japan has declared war on China. More people are joining the United Front, and the conflict over there has popped off. So FDR is keeping a close eye on that. Atrocities will occur. It's going to be sad. Because we're not getting involved for another, like, 4 years, so... Oh, dear. Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished inconclusively over the strategic Marco Polo Bridge. China has rejected Japan's demands for an apology and territorial concessions, claiming instead that the breaking point of Japanese aggression has been reached. Yeah, it's war. It's war over there. So how long is this going to take? 62 days. We need 300. Okay, so we're not going to have 300 political power when this finishes, but we're going to do our best to get there, get closer. What's more is we can actually jump straight to early mobilization if we have 30% war support. It says 15 now, but that'll double after we finish limited intervention. And we're at 10. So if the Nazi Germany does like one thing or two things, or we might be able to jump right to partial mobilization, which would be dope as hell. Because we don't really have any great way to like up our war support. One thing we can do actually is, oh, the war escalates. No, we can't aid China right now. Okay. Okay. Oh, we can do war propaganda though, right? That gives us war support. It costs 150 though. It's not worth it. Because we're saving it for that 300 mark. August 4th. Keep the time rolling. How's our construction doing? Just fine. So we have 15. Oops. Come back. Let's add our armored recon company. And that's going to use light tanks. People might be like, what the fuck are you doing? But like I'm saying, look at my breakthrough going up. Controversial choice. I know. I like it. I like the light tanks in there. Some people might have just turned this off and stopped watching it, but like, this guy's full of shit. I think it works. We need 200 light tanks. That'll be fine. I have a bunch of production queued, so as soon as more military factories finish building, we'll start really pumping them out. And then once we have our infantry template like totally finished, then we'll like fill out the rest of Patton's force. There it is, the Treaty of Barcelona. I do believe so. That's the end of the Spanish Civil War. Oh no, they just wiped out the communists. Now they're closing in on Madrid. It's not going to be much longer, unfortunately. We still have a pretty good amount of support. I think we can spare a small lobbying effort. Yeah, we're making 0.87. That's fine. Hello. We have one of our heavy cruisers has finished construction. Hey, there it is. Why can't I right-click on these guys, huh? It's because all of their ships are refitting. That's okay. That's okay. He can hang out. We'll throw him in there later. So what's going on here? We're going to wait on progressing our doctrines till we have the national focuses that speed those up, because they take a very long time. Same with airplanes. So for now, we can keep this stuff going. Because again, these are our drivers. Like, this is the most important stuff currently. And as we get closer to wartime, we can start really pumping out military tech. But right now, we need to get the economy back on track. August 27th, letting more time roll. Senator from Colorado, a senior senator from Colorado, has approached the government with an offer of support. The state suffers from a critical weakness, critical underinvestment, and government-initiated economic stimulus program would certainly make him reconsider his stance. The senator sits on several important committees and is quite famous for being able to cut deals. Yeah, I'm sorry, it does smell of corruption. I can't do it. Can't do it, man. If he sits on those committees, he should bring us an official committee proposal like the shipbuilding, and then we will do it. There's construction 2 and fire control system, September 17th. Very nice. Excavation, that's more researches. This is really quick because we have the oil or the rubber stamp company national focus, so that cuts the research time on rubber processing down significantly. So we're going to keep that industry going. With this other free research slot, though, we're going to come over here and we're going to start our Naval Tech. Because these are the things, basically, we're going to need to implement into our ship templates. And again, if you don't have man the guns, don't worry about any of that. But it's better now, I think, than later to start that research up. Those pieces of Naval Tech. What can we do? We have a lot of support right now, making a bunch of political power, so I'm going to hold off on lobbying efforts. Because we're trying to get to 300, right? To switch our economy law. Here it comes. Limited intervention. Did it? We did it. So now, again, we have to wait for the Federal Housing Act to be drafted. That is our last step in the New Deal, essentially, towards fixing our economy. Fixing in air quotes, of course. Let's do... I was gonna say we could go over here and do these, but they can wait just a second. Let's do the war propaganda, because that's gonna give us base 10% war support. Jumps up 25. And then I'm sure the Nazis will do something that will put us over the threshold to 30. And right around then, we should have 300 political power. So the combo will mean we can jump right to partial mobilization. Hopefully before the end of the year. Disgraceful. Criticizing the president. No, it's not disgraceful. You're allowed to do what... You're allowed to criticize people. Freedom of speech, goddammit. The peace movement of the United States has suffered a severe setback as Congress passed a joint resolution encouraging President FDR to use military force, if necessary, to safeguard American interests around the world. It appears that many in Congress have decided it was American indecisiveness that allowed the Great War to drag on for so long and consume so many lives. I'm not sure that's, They point out that within a few months of U.S. troops entering Europe, the Great War had come to an end. An earlier intervention, they argue, could have saved hundreds of thousands of lives. I really don't think that's an appropriate analysis of the First World War. But, hey, whatever, huh? That's what we're thinking right now. That's what we're talking about right now. So, obviously, we have 150 political power, so we can do more of these things. But we need the 300. We're going to wait. We're going to bank. September 28th. Time keeps rolling. Check out our Navy here. How's our subs doing? Nice. Okay, so this sub force, they're all regulars. This sub force, they're all regulars. Beautiful. So we can take them off. And these guys, Scout Force 1, they're also all regulars. Great. Hell yeah. Is that heavy cruiser again? We're waiting. Where are we at on our naval production? Let's slow down. Let's reduce the number of dockyards that are upgrading and increase the number of dockyards that are constructing. Because once I'd rather get the construction like just done with, basically. And then the upgrades follow suit after. So we can't quite do that. Well, we could, right? But it's just the research penalty of being ahead of time. We'll wait. We will wait. Support companies. Here we go. Let's get our signal company researched. Oh, we have 11. So we can add another support company here. Field Hospital. Controversial choice, I know. But It makes sense to me. It really does. It really does. The trickle back is so important, in my opinion. We're trying to keep these guys alive, right? Like, if our guys are gonna be, you know, fucking deep in Holland or some shit, and our ability to reinforce them is gonna be, like, pretty limited. So, like, the amount of injured that can come back and fight again the next day is going to be a really big turning point for us. Not turning point, but I think it's crucial, at least playing as the Americans. Oh, and war support is climbing? Okay, this is going to work, guys. This is going to work. We're going to jump right to partial mobilization. Hell yeah. We just need 128 more political power. I don't think it's going to happen by the end of this year, but early in 38, we should be able to pull it off. I'm gonna keep upgrading our cryptology department so we can decode ciphers quicker. Oh, Treaty of Madrid. National of Spain took 8 states. Spain was annexed. Spanish Republicans defeated. The Spanish Civil War seems over, as remaining Republican forces have capitulated or gone into hiding. Through nationalist leadership has already seized upon this and declared an end to the Civil War. Experts point at the ever-growing dissent within the nationalist faction itself, and argue it may simply be moving towards a new stage. With the loss of a common enemy, they deem it only too likely that these disagreements will further fracture the unity of the nationalists. Smoke generators. Nice. November 11th. This research rectangle we're gonna use for Naval Tech now, at least for a little while here. Get our depth charge throwers going. Radio detection, very nice. So we have radar capabilities now. Thank you very much. What should we do here? Pretty happy with our support companies where they're at. We should probably do some military tech, huh? Okay. Probably time to do that. Again, we have such a luxury. Like, we're not in a big rush, so we can really kind of poke around and take our time. Do what's needed. When it's needed. Nice. Rubber processing. Let's do excavation. Get more resources. What's the November, though? We could probably wait on excavation. Yeah. Let's wait on excavation. And get carrier primacy going. Naval Doctrine. Ouch! Chromium. So, South Africa, you love us, right? Give us more chromium. Excellent. How's our construction going? Yeah, it's trucking along. It's doing its thing. Production-wise... Okay, very nice. We're going. We're starting to fill out these production queues. Starting to fix our infantry shortage. Our light tank shortage will resolve itself eventually. Support equipment shortage will also resolve itself as production increases. If we bump that to 3... Yeah, let's do it. And then, yeah, let's do that. Oh, making over 1 a day. Slowly losing support, but we have enough, so I'm going to hold off on lobbying efforts. 21%. Yes, so this will jump us to over 30. And we will be able to switch right to partial mobilization. Or early mobilization, I'm sorry. And then we're going to become an economic powerhouse overnight. There's our war propaganda. Oh, up to 32%? We fucking did it. Alright, so we're, again, waiting on the Federal Housing Act. So we could go this way, so we can get that extra research slot, which is so elusive and beautiful. But I would rather go over here and do the 2 Ocean Navy Act and kind of start working on these things so that we can increase our research time on all our naval tech and doctrines. Italy announces claim on Yugoslavian territory. Speaking to the Italian populations along the Dalmatian coast, Benito Mussolini has announced that Italy fully considered Italian-speaking territory in Yugoslavia to be a rightful part of Italy. In an official statement backed up the claims making... too fast. An official statement backed up by the claims making it clear that Italy is prepared to take the territory if need be by force. I'm dyslexic. They are upsetting the already fragile balance in the region. Aye! Whoa, what's this? Indian National Congress triumphs in provincial elections. Holy shit, I don't think I've ever seen this. In recent local elections, the Indian National Congress has achieved an overwhelming majority for their platform of a slow and ordered transition to local government and dominion status in the future. It appears Indians have rejected the more radical policies advocated by Gandhi, who had argued for a total break with Britain and absolute home rule as soon as possible. Oh, I think I have seen that actually. So, India's gonna keep being, yeah, the British Raj. Okay. December 3rd now, closing in on the end of 1937. And I think I like to think we're doing pretty fucking good. I feel I'm pretty proud of where we're at. I think we're, like, on course. I think we're doing good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. All of this. There's extra oil processing. What to do? This is where things start to get a little trickier. We should start our air doctrine. I think I'm gonna go battlefield support because the Ace Fighter initiative is really important to me. And I don't like just bombing things out of existence. I would rather win in the dogfights. And you see how it's much shorter, 89 days, right, compared to 192 days, because we already have the Air War Plans Division. So the 2 Ocean Navy Act is going to do the same thing for our Navy Tech, and Selective Training Act for our Land Tech. Or, I mean, those trees, necessarily. Not those specific focuses, but those focus trees. Slow economic growth! We're getting there! Ah! 235, 32%. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Oh, another senator is retiring. That's sad for us. How does that mean we're doing on support? Pretty good. Pretty good still. Okay, here we are, December 31st, 1937. Closing out this year. I'm very happy with where we're at. As soon as we hit that 300, we're going to flip right over to early mobilization. Become an economic powerhouse, like as I said, practically overnight, and just start cranking out tanks and guns and all sorts of shit. Thank you all for watching so very much. Again, my name is Redwald. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like it. I would appreciate it. And yeah, so that's 1937. Next episode, 1938, we're going to, like I said, we're going to become a world player in a big way. Very excited. So I will see you in the next video. Again, thanks a lot, guys.